Good morning. It's a Tuesday morning. I gotta get the trailer, come back to the house, load the stuff that I brought from the cabin, load the Jeep, take it to camp, and then I have to go get the Grand Cherokee, trailer it back to the house, and then go drop the trailer back off. So be a lot of driving today. Y'all probably have a lot of dash footage from dirt roads and highway and everything, so we'll get it going and get something for y'all. Okay, change of plans actually. We got the Grand Cherokee first, and now we're gonna unload it and we'll get the Jeep loaded up. So got it home, and we'll get this thing loaded or unloaded. My Wrangler loaded up, all the stuff like heaters and generators and everything. We'll get that stuff loaded in the truck and we'll head to camp. Here we go. I just remembered something that my son did. He has his own ratchet and a socket that fits lug nuts. I probably should take that out before I do anything. He's trying to take. All right, we're fueled up, gas in the truck, gas in the Jeep, and now let's drive to camp. This is our bare bones cabin. Kind of roughing it. Not really roughing it considering where we're at, but I mean, it's straightforward. We've got window AC unit for in the summer, a couple queen beds, couch. I still have to pipe my wood stove. We do have a heater, which I brought home for the winter storm, a little cabinet area, a TV to watch football when we bring Starlink down. Just a few things here. It's not pretty. It's dry, it's insulated, and that's what really matters. We have a little bathroom, shower, and a water heater, propane water heater, so we can have hot showers whenever it gets dirty out here. Like I said, it's not pretty, but it has what we need to, make it comfortable, feel like home, stay a while. It's definitely nice. You know, there's some things that still need to be done, but for the most part, this thing's pretty solid. But when we came here, my grandpa bought it originally. This was all overgrown, and we didn't know that this chimney was here until we started clearing it. We're like, oh my gosh, there's an old foundation of a house. Then we found the well. The water wasn't good, but it has been pumped recently, and the water was tested. The water's actually not bad. We need to cover it back up. I'll probably do that before I leave, but we got a well. Hand stacked, man. A legit well. There's water in it, but it's probably not good now. Animals probably fell into it, but you can see that the old stones or the foundation of this, it needs to be vines taken off of it and stuff, but it's an old guy. It's been here a while. It's pretty cool. I mean, long enough that these, you know, some of these trees are huge. That would be growing where the cabin was, so it's pretty neat. And the whole camp. It's not really used by the whole family anymore. My cousin has a cabin down here. His dad, my Uncle Terry, has a cabin. And the family comes down, but not as frequently as I would say my cousin, my uncle, and I do. We probably spend the most time down here. It's just a nice place to be. Just gonna give you all a quick rundown of the Jeep. It's a cheap Jeep, all right? Little 4-cylinder, 98, 2.5 liter, 5-speed. So we got a winch on there, 2.5-inch lift. It's a rough country, cheap lift. Sway bar disconnects, upgraded headlights, got some pods, and then a big light bar up top. Have a new soft top. 31-inch mud terrain tires. They're cheap too, but I don't drive this thing on the highway. I trailer it down here and I drive it around. Have an air compressor, winch, or not winch, but tow strap just in case. Little subwoofer, just because we like to listen to music while we drive around. And here, I've got no carpet because it's pointless. My switches for the light bar, pods, 5-speed. I have a little articulating mount, and I use my iPad for onX just to discover kind of, you know, where we're at. All this stuff's downloaded offline, so I can just explore. GoPro mount, like I said, it's a 5-speed. The back seat's rough. These front seats actually are in pretty good shape. Top's brand new. It works pretty good. I mean, it's not big, but I think I prefer it to be this size. Yeah, I can't come down here and just not see anything. I've got to go do something. So I'm going to run over to a spot I call the hidey hole and just enjoy the ride.
Just from that little trail right there, you can see why I'd prefer to be narrow and nimble and short just to get through it. It's tight. There was a tree down that I maybe had 2 inches on each side of the Jeep to get through it. So that's what I prefer. But check this out. Always got to put some water on my face here. It's so cold. It feels so good. Like just every time. It doesn't matter if it's snow on the ground, freezing cold. Always got to put some water on your face, rejuvenate you, wake you up a little bit. So call this place the hidey hole because it's hidden. So it is beautiful. I mean, that water is gorgeous. I love it. So this is a must-stop swimming hole in the summer. But today it's just to rinse your face. Got to see something while I'm here. And yeah, time to head back to the truck.
All right, so back to camp. Got the Jeep dropped off, back in the truck. It's time to go drop this trailer off and then get to the house. I'm honestly, I don't want to leave. I never want to leave. I want to stay. But we got a long trip planned at the end of this month, so this probably would be the last time I'm down here until that trip. I might sneak away a little bit depending upon my schedule next week, but we'll see what happens. But time to get out of here.
Good morning. New day and new work. So we got the Grand Cherokee in here up on its little lift blocks, creeper. We are going to be replacing the governor pressure sensor and the solenoid that's inside the transmission. It's gonna be messy. Not overly excited about it, but I'm excited to have it sold and get it out of here. So I'm also doing the filter too. So we got the filter, the solenoid, the sensor, and then we've got an evap canister we're gonna do as well later if I can get to it today. We're ready to rock and roll, I think. Got my lights all set up and just time to turn on some music and get after it. I'll set the phone down, get you guys a good view, and we'll get to it. Wish me luck. She's pretty gross. But it looks like there's not going to be any drain plug, just these bolts around the pan. And then my switch and solenoid should be underneath that. So I'll pop those off and see if I don't get covered in transmission fluid, but I probably will. I'll probably clean that pan up a little bit too while it's off, but we'll go from there. All right, so cracked the pan loose and this stuff just started draining everywhere. I knew it was coming, but yeah, covered in it. But part of it, knew I was getting dirty, so we'll let that drain as much as it can before I go ahead and take those bolts out the rest of the way. I wish there was a drain plug or something, but there definitely is not. So we'll just let it do its thing into the pan and get to it here in a bit. So we got the filter right there. I believe that's the solenoid, and there is a switch in there somewhere. I'll have to, oh, right there. I gotta replace this guy right here, and this guy, and this here. We can shut this thing back up, and this is the part that has the solenoid and the governor pressure sensor. So this guy, this plate pops off. Yeah. All right, here's the sensor. It just pops out. Here's the solenoid. It comes out. This guy right here is going to go like that. This dude, let me pull it back out. I gotta put it in here first. Like this. This is the old switch, new switch. It just pops in. Just like that. Yep. Pan's clean, magnet's clean. That was the fluid left in the pan. It's pretty gross. The gasket is reusable, so we'll just throw the gasket back on here, bolt this thing back up. Got the pan on, got the Jeep back off the ramps. I'm just adding some transmission fluid back to it before I start it, and then we check it in neutral, see where the level. Fluid's fine, so we'll get the truck out of the way, and we'll go drive it and see if there's a difference in the way it shifts. Hopefully there is, but we'll see. Well, I fixed the transmission issue, so on to the next one. Really all that's left is just some nitpicky things like the headliner's falling down a couple spots. I'll just spray glue that and get that popped back up. So right now I'm going to change the oil, put a new filter on it. Drain plug's leaking, so got a new drain plug. And then it's going to be on to cleaning it. You know, you got just things I want to clean out, like all the leaves underneath the cowl and stuff like that. It's just real easy to pull that off and just vacuum those leaves out. So I'll get that done and hopefully have this thing washed, at least the exterior. I got to vacuum and shampoo and whatnot the inside, but I'm going to do that, make it look better than it does, and we'll get back to you. We're gonna pop this back tire off and see if we can get behind the fender well where that evap canister's at. Is right behind there. I was pretty positive that this part was directly behind that fender well. I don't see anything that looks like it. And I broke those clips off. So I guess I'll keep looking, but I'm not seeing it. So we'll see. Well, good news. I didn't think I needed to get in there, but turns out that I do, because what I found, this thing is actually underneath the hood, but there's a line that runs all the way to the back. Let me see if I can flip this around. Well, didn't have hose, but I was able to reroute it, cut those two bad ends off, and run it back from right there, down, over, underneath, and to right there. So, oh yeah, good to go. That did it. You no longer hear that vacuum leak either back here, so I think that's what was doing it. So I'll button this back up, and I'll have to get some inner fender clips to get the this guy to stay in place. So I'm gonna throw this back up, and I'll get those tomorrow. It's not a big deal. Jeep is done, back on the ground. Still got to get those little trim bolts, whatever, washers for the fender and the inner fender well. But tomorrow I'll get those. First thing tomorrow, I am doing a leveling kit on my cousin's truck. It's an F-150. So I'm loaded up with all my stuff as usual for the mobile stuff that I do. So get everything in here. Time to go pick up my son, take a shower. I'm pretty dirty, as you can tell. So yeah, see you in the morning. Good morning. We are going to do this level kit on this truck. So jack's underneath there, got to pull the wheel off, stuff's out. It's just a 2-inch spacer, so it just goes on top of the shock towers. I had to go get a lug nut key because I couldn't find it, so I'm getting kind of a late start, but it shouldn't take too long regardless, so we'll get after it. Okay, so it's got all these steps. It wants me to remove the knuckle, the axle shaft, all that stuff. I'm going to try to avoid doing that. I'm gonna loosen the top bolts right up here. And I'm gonna put a spring compressor on it. I'm gonna compress it down, and I'm gonna pull it out that way. I don't think it's necessary to take all that apart. I'll be able to get it with just doing that. So that's our next step. I thought my little trick would work. It didn't. Knuckle has to come off, brakes, tie rod, both ball joints, and loosen the control arm bolts. Just like the instructions said. I thought I was gonna find a trickier way to do it without taking all that apart. That's not the case. So now this thing right here should just lift out like that. Golly, it's got some weight to it too. All right, so then we'll put the spacer on top of there and go from there. But yeah, she's completely disconnected, everything. But now that I know that I have to do it, the other side will be a lot faster. So that's good at least. Okay, spacer's on there. I gotta tighten these three down 30 foot-pounds, and then we'll throw that thing back in there. This side's done. Little spacer in there. It's taller. You can definitely tell it's taller. So we're set up over here to do this side. And no cut. I know what to do. Learned a lot from that one. I did some extra steps trying to cheat a way through it, but I'm just gonna do it the right way. Maybe not remove that entire knuckle and keep the lower ball joint on there, but we'll see. I might have to take it off. It's not a big deal if I do, so. All right, we got that cleaned up. Truck is done, looks good. Tools packed up, time to head to the house.